a really warm welcome to the Camino Talk Show. My name is Julia Doherty from The Adventure Geek, and this is the show for those who are interested in perhaps walking the Camino. Perhaps you've heard about walking the Camino, or like me, your friends and family are fed up with you talking about the Camino and you perhaps want to have a bit of a trip down memory lane. So without further ado, let me introduce you to this week's pilgrim. It's someone that I met on my very last trip, and this is Anna from Serbia, who we met in July 2018, whilst walking the last section of the French route. Anna, you were a complete breath of fresh air, and you have this such wide grin, which we can all see today, and your smiley eyes would light up any room. Even when she's hobbling around with her bad knee, with a walking stick, which I know was a bit of a godsend for you on that last little bit. We walked together into Santiago, and we spent many evenings putting the world to right, even though we were on opposite teams watching Croatia kicking England out of the World Cup, which was probably one of the most painful evenings of that last trip. Anyway, a true Camino sister who has so many stories to tell. So welcome, Pilgrim. How are you doing today?
I am great, and thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for those wonderful words. I'm very happy to share my experience and to help other people decide go to the Camino.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the same question that I ask all of the visitors and all of the guests that we interview today. Is, do you remember the very first time that you heard about the Camino?
Yes, actually, it was from the book. I guess many people actually read in the book of Paulo Coelho that I read like 10 years ago. The book that Paulo Coelho wrote. Yes, the book called Pilgrimage. So that's actually where I heard about the Camino de Santiago for the first time, and it was actually his biography, like about experience actually about that Camino that changed his life. And from after reading that book, for me it was I have to do it. I did heard about that, but that book like made an impression. So, and the time passed. So, and I think it was the right moment in my life that actually just opened me to go and decided, and this is my time to go.
Okay, so let's do the nuts and bolts then. So, what routes have you done? Was this your first Camino?
Yes, it was my first Camino. I did not do all Camino like from France because of shortage of time and everything, but I started from Ponferrada, and it was actually 218 kilometers from until the Santiago, and I started right from there. It was July 9th, and it was like 10-11 days of my my route. It was slightly shorter than like most of the people did, but for me it was still amazing, and just to know how it looks like, and I definitely have plans to continue that again and to do the whole Camino.
The whole Camino. Okay.
Yes.
Did you know of anyone who'd walked the Camino before?
Actually, no one. No.
So you'd read a book,
No.
and then you decided you was going to go.
Yes, there was a friend that I actually met recently in Uruguay. I used to live in Uruguay. She told me I was talking about going back to Serbia, my home. And then I said, oh, I read this book about Camino from Paulo Coelho, and I always wanted to go to this Camino de Santiago. And she was actually like, oh, but I was there. So it was exactly like the moment when I met her that she told me and my plan. So, but no one like close to me, even from a country. I don't know anyone going there. I think I was the only Serbian there at that time.
Okay. So what do you think was the catalyst for you? Did you have a reason for walking the Camino? I mean, people walk the Camino for lots of different reasons. It could be, religious reasons. It just might be a physical challenge. It must be, the spirit of adventure. Sometimes to get over a death of somebody, or a breakup or something like that. So did you have a reason? You don't have to share that reason. I appreciate it's very personal, so it's your call if you wanted to.
I understand. Yeah, but it's okay. There were kind of several reasons, and first of all, it's very spiritual. I think it's very spiritual. And yes, I did at that moment as I mentioned, really was changing my life completely. I used to live for a lot of years outside my country, and there was definitely the breakup in my relationship, and I just decided to move back, like starting the new chapter of my life. And that's when that friend came up and told me about it, and then I said, this is just the perfect moment, and I really still now believe it happens exactly when I needed it to happen. So I did read about it 10 years ago, but this was the moment I needed the most, and I'm happy with it.
Okay.
So yes, there were several reasons. I started a new chapter of my life. It was very hard, very emotional, and I needed that to help me just continue my own way, my Camino in life, something like that. Yeah.
So your journey continues. It was like, have you seen this film, Sliding Doors? No?
Yes.
Yes.
I love the movie.
With,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's a bit like that. You arrive at the Camino and it's going to go that way or that way.
Or that way. Yeah.
Do you think that people are called to the Camino, as in there's something there that's drawing you to the Camino?
Yeah, I think, yes, they are. I believe I was always like that. I kind of like to trust, when you say trust your gut or instincts or symbols that you see or something that inside deep of you is talking to you. And I do believe in those things when people want to really listen to themselves and trust that something that is talking to them. And the people who are going there, most of them, that's my opinion, I think they are called, let's say. Maybe there are many people, for example, they just want to see a cultural or historical things that they are there in Spain, or maybe they don't have that deeper need to go. So maybe it's not a call, maybe it's just some kind of an adventure. But I do believe still, maybe even those people gonna see the reason why they are there. I strongly believe that, yeah.
That's so good. In fact, I remember when we were sitting in, I can't remember, I've got Julie with me here. She'll remember because she remembers towns like no one's business. Where was we sitting with the, you had a little booklet and you got it out in the evening, and it has 5 things on it, which is, hey, she's got it! Wicked!
The place with...
Okay, so what are those 5 things? Do you want to quickly go through those? Because I think that's such a magical thing. And I didn't see anybody else pick up that leaflet, or no one else showed that to me. So what are the 5 things?
I just want to say a little brief introduction just to say how I actually found it. So it was the day, later we're going to come there, that I hurt my knee, as you know. And then I was in some period of walking alone. I was with friends, with Sue and Luca. And then I just decided to continue. I was in a very bad mood, of course. And then I just saw this little house in the corner, exactly on the Camino. And there are people like calling you, calling you, like, come, drink coffee, drink water. It happens, but not as much. And I just kind of felt, okay, let's drink a coffee and just take a break. And then inside there was a guy who just offer you, oh, just sit down if you want coffee. Everything is like free. We're doing here like a lot of help. And he was from America, from the United States. And he said, like, asking me why you're here and everything. And he said, we do everything here for free. It's just you really, if you want, to give something, or you just want to talk or give a hug. And I was like, yeah, why not? And he just gave me the hug, and it was so amazing at that moment. And then, okay, can you take this little booklet? So he gave me this, and he asked what language I speak. He said, oh, sorry, we don't have that in Serbia. I said, no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take in English and Spanish. And there was, she's a daughter of the owner, I think, of that place, and she has, I think, some disabilities, but she was the most happiest kid I ever met.
And she was disabled?
Yes, she has some problem, yes, in talking and understanding, but she was completely like healthy. But she was like chatting with me, asking me about things, about the Camino in English and even in Spanish and even in English, because for her, she just started to learn English. So for me, all that moment was like, this is amazing. This is so beautiful. And it really, I started to cry even. And then then after that, when I finished, I actually opened this and read about it. And it's actually everything about the Camino is inside of this. So actually what they explain is just the symbolic, the meaning of the Camino. So they use it, for example, the backpack that you carry, also like something that you carry that actually helps you, but also the carriage of that you have in life, that all of us have. Then you have the bandage that actually represents, the pain. Yeah, and literally, yes, and literally pain. I was in such a pain with my knee, with other people have other kind of pain, and all of that is part of that, the Camino and life. And then you have a walking stick. That's one of my favorite. That is actually the people, friends that you met in that Camino that are actually always there to support you. And you, Julie, Luca, all of them show up in the right moment when I need it. So it's really magical. So for me, it's still like I'm very emotional about it because it's so true. And also what I learned about myself, it's that you really need to trust people and that you can't judge them. Never. Whoever, from wherever people come, any countries, it doesn't matter, language, they are coming for the reason. So for me, it's very, very powerful, this that you have also. And I'm very happy to share that, with you guys.
What we'll do, there's just for the people that are watching this, there is a link. I know you've shared it with me before. So in the notes below this, when this goes online, we call it the show notes, which is like the blog. I'll put the link to that particular download that people can read it for themselves, because it's so powerful, and it just says what the Camino is all about, and it reflects, it's like a mirror, it reflects what happens in real life.
Yes, exactly.
So let's talk about that last day when you walked into Santiago. How did you feel on that last day?
First, to be honest, so happy just because I was so tired.
It was over.
Yeah. Usually people think, it definitely was emotional. But I thought it's going to be like a spiritual bliss. No, I was really in such a pain that I arrived. And actually all those emotions arrived a little bit later, like really, really emotional. Seeing the cathedral, we were taking photos, jumping around, jumping on one leg. I remember that funny video. So it was, I don't know, it was like amazing, but in one way I was a little bit sad because it finished. So it was, that's like everything in life, you kind of want to do something, finish something, you have the goal, but actually it's about the way. So it's not about, that's the result, but it's about the process, like about that Camino that leads you there. And I was like, it was too short, actually. All the pain that I had, I kind of forget it, it's like, okay, I'm going to rest. But that emotional part, the spiritual part, I just wanted still to go on. So that was my first impression.
Okay, that's I was there with you when we walked into Santiago, and all our Camino family was waiting for us, and it was quite an emotional time for all of us, I think. But fantastic. Okay, they say, don't they, that your true Camino starts the minute you get home. Was that right for you?
To be honest, I think it's starting right now. Not exactly right away, because everything was kind of new for me, even of course Camino, but it was even that other chapter, as I said, because I just recently arrived to my country before going to Camino. So it was kind of a new beginning. Everything was a little bit like I couldn't sit and really think about my emotions, my thoughts. And I think the real Camino starting like just recently when I started to look for my job and just adapting, still maybe not aware that I have to start something, that I am here, that my change, that my life changed, that it was a lot of years behind, that I was not actually living here, because for me it's something very big, just adaptation to everything again for the third time I think in my life. So, but Camino, yeah, I think it's just the beginning. Yeah, you definitely actually Camino is so symbolic with life and ourselves, everything. I think all our life are going to be like that, like Camino.
Do you know, you certainly learned some lessons along the way, and I remember you telling me a lesson that you'd learnt.
Yes.
We was going downhill, and we do this zigzagging thing to go down the hill to take the pressure off our knees. And you just turned around to me say, I think I was meant to have this bad knee. I need to slow down. I need to slow down in life. And that was one thing you said to me, and I thought, okay, so someone's teaching you a lesson here. And you were just saying it vocally out loud. And that was quite a cool lesson to learn. It's like you had no choice. You had to slow down.
Yeah, that was my biggest lesson. There were many of them, several, and I'm like, and then I remember now, I was so, arrogant, like with myself, like, oh, I know the best, what I can do, how strong I am. No, never said that, never more for sure, because that was exactly like, oh, okay, you think it's like that. No, so always, usually the life likes to play with you, in a good way, but to teach you, So yeah, definitely the lesson. I was just hurrying up. I don't know why. So that's it. And as in many things in life, literally hurrying up to work, to bus. We need to slow down, to learn to be patient, and to have that to live in moment thing. I know it's hard, but I think with practice and everybody can do it. And and because of the pain, I had to stop, and I stopped, and I'm happy now that it happened.
So a lot of people who are watching this have not really walked the Camino before, and yes, they've probably feel like they've been called, and they'll appreciate the spiritual journey or even the religious journey. But there are some things, practical things that some people may want to know. So are you ready for the quick fire round? As in quick questions, yeah? All right, okay. Yes. So we're just going to whiz through these really quickly. Ready? Sleeping bag or sleep sheet? Sleeping bag or sleep sheet?
Yes, I had a sleep bag.
You had a sleeping bag. And would you recommend a sleeping bag?
Yes, but one of those that are the very new modern, like that you can fall very, very fast.
And small.
I will recommend them.
Okay. Yes. Albergues or hotels?
Albergue.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Walking boots or walking shoes?
Shoes. As much as comfortable, sneakers, they don't have to be, pricey. No, it's important to be already worn before.
Okay. Right. Sun hat or umbrella?
Hat.
Okay. Café con leche or tea?
Café con leche.
Okay. Did you have a guidebook or an app?
App.
Do you know what app you used?
Actually, I didn't use it. I did have download something, but at the end I didn't use it, and I didn't have a guidebook.
Okay. I don't think you really need them. Navigation is so easy.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Luggage transfer or carry or pack?
Carry on. I did transfer though.
Okay. Did you try? That was because
for a few times, and the pain of my shoulders. Yeah, and I felt bad about it.
All right. Okay. One question. Did you have a luxury item?
Yes, I did.
All right. Tell the world what your luxury item was.
Well, I took 9 pair of socks. I don't know why.
9 pairs of socks. Do you just like clean feet?
Yes, to be honest, I never had problem with my feet. Everybody had blisters. I never had a problem in all Camino. So, and I'm just kind of person that like to change. And I thought, oh, 9, it's not so heavy, but actually it is when you add up to everything that you carry. So you don't have to because you can wash it.
So did you change your socks throughout the day?
It happens to, yes, 2 times. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, perhaps that's a good tip for people to not get blisters, is to change your socks.
Yeah. Change and had a very good cream for feet to put night and morning. That helps a lot.
Well, like Vaseline, that's what a lot of people use.
But there is a cream that is good for the protecting the skin so it doesn't get blistered. Yeah.
So just for the guys out there, just to let you know that Anna speaks fluent Spanish. Her Spanish is just amazing. And to be honest, you don't need to learn that much Spanish to get by, but it really does help if you've got somebody. We went to a monastery in, is it Samos? Was it?
Yes, Monasterio de Samos.
Yeah, and the guy there was telling all about the history of this amazing monastery with all the paintings, but Anna was like our tour guide and was translating absolutely everything for us. And so if you can hook up with someone that speaks Spanish, it certainly makes your life more enjoyable on the trail.
Yeah, it's very useful.
Have you spoke Spanish all your life, or?
No. Because I used to live in Uruguay, South America. I learned it like in the last 4 years. So it helped. Definitely it helped. And I actually like it the most. Actually, then it helped me the most to have that amazing experience in that monastery. I never thought that I would be the little tour guide for 30 minutes. So for me, it was very, very, very fun. And I learned a lot, actually. So it was very good. Yeah.
So reflecting on your whole journey, is there anything that surprised you about the Camino?
Maybe this can be surprising, but yes, there are many in a good way. People with little kids. I know, of course, that they are doing the Camino differently than us pilgrims that go by themselves. So for me, it was a little bit surprised, like it's a courage, like to go with a little baby, even, or a kid, not baby, but a kid 2 years old. So that was like a little surprise to see that much couple with the kids, to say. So
there's I don't recall seeing that many children on.
I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, and they have the little carriages, and even like some kind of, there are some couple from Italy also with a girl. For them, definitely the journey was different, but it's good. It's good to do it with a kid and to explain him, it's very nice, actually. So yeah, that was a surprise.
Okay, and you're looking forward, are you planning to go back again at another stage?
Yes, definitely. I don't know when, but I want to do the whole thing, even maybe with some friend to share that, or even again alone, because I think it's very special to go there alone. Of course, at the end, you're never going to be alone. You're always going to have friends. And yeah, I think I'm going to do it again.
Did you have any favorite parts of the Camino? Any favorite towns or villages, or any sort of memorable stories that you'd like to share?
First of all, Ocebreiro. I think that place is very magical. It's Galicia. And I remember entering that church that I recall now. Actually, it's one of the oldest in Spain. I didn't know at that moment. And I just entered their seats and I just started to cry. Just really some feelings. And then even later, I read again the book of Paulo Coelho after the Camino, after 10 years. I wanted to read it again. It's very easy to read. And he actually, that was the place when he, found his sword. I mean, it's in the book. People will know what I'm talking about. So for me, it was like wow. So that was the place actually when he found what he was looking for in the church where I actually was there, and had that all feelings. And not just me, I later asked some friends there, I think Sue and the couple, that they also were like very, there is something magical. And then again later, going down from that mountain of Sebreiro, continuing the Camino, also that like wood and the nature, there was something, I don't know, magical about that place. So I have that kind of spiritual bliss, I think, in Sebreiro. But I do like also Villafranca. Actually, the morning I was alone. I didn't met any of you. It was my second day.
Oh, that's where we swam in the river. Yeah, you weren't with us then, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I like that morning. It was like my first morning of Camino because I started from Ponferrada, but the second day was somehow, I don't know, very special for me. I was very happy just seeing the sun going up, and it was very early. And even that little town reminds me a little bit of the little town where my mom grew up and where I also spent my childhood. So there was something also about that place and the feelings that I had. And what else? Well, every day was special, but yeah, Osebreiro is my favorite.
So Osebreiro, actually, I didn't stop too long in Osebreiro, but that's right at the top of the mountain. The day we were there, it was very misty, and there was something very magical about it. The mist had come down on the mountain, and we kept seeing this priest walking. Do you remember the priest?
Yes, I do.
With all black, and we kept seeing him on that particular day. But for those of you who are listening, Villafranca, which is the place that Anna is talking about, is in Galicia. It is a magical place, and they have this like massive big river, and all the locals go down and they just go swimming. It was just, free swimming. It was freezing, although some people were in it for a long time. And it is a magical place. So if you get chance to actually stay in Villafranca, even having a rest day there, I'd certainly recommend it. Okay, so our time is nearly up now, and I know that you've prepared a quotation of the day, or a passage that you feel it has a good message to send. So tell us the story of how you came around this particular saying, and then share it with us. That would be great.
Yes, I finished the book 2 days ago. And very good inspirational book. Author is from Serbia, but she was paraphrasing Steve Jobs' words, like about his message, just in general about life. The message he actually gave to the students and people who just started their lives. And it was something like this. So it's a paraphrasing. The message like that everything in life, even though it's work, it's a relationship, friendship, any kind of thing you are doing in your life, do with your whole heart. So everything needs to be trusting yourself and the process. So even if it's your heart is telling you to go away from that road, safe road, let's say, even it takes you somewhere else. So for me, it's very powerful because we people many times forget to actually really listen to ourselves. Okay, I will do this or that because it's supposed to be like that. But I think listening your own heart or your gut, however, it's very important to achieve what you already wanted. It's hard. It's maybe not that everybody will agree with you, but that's actually the point, to stay on your own way. So that's why it's very beautiful that I read that, because it's exactly like it was in Camino. So you were walking all the time in different paths without knowing what you're going to expect. But you were trusting yourself and just going all the way with your heart.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it was quite long, but
I completely get what you're saying. I was interviewing somebody else for the Camino talk show last week, and she was saying that walking the Camino is a bit like setting the reset button of your heart. So you then become the true you, because you don't have to pretend to be other people when you're on the Camino. You are just you, and sometimes you forget who you are, you know. And that's what the Camino provides. The Camino provides that reset button that so many of us need.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
You said that. You said that so well. So thank you so much for joining us today. All that wishes me to say is thank you and good luck for the future. We're on WhatsApp as well, so we'll definitely keep in touch. And bon camino.
Thank you, and bon camino. And again, thank you for this opportunity, and good luck to any future pilgrims. I really, really wish you to have fun, to enjoy Camino, and trust me, do it. You're gonna see.
So if anybody is thinking about it and not quite sure, what would you say?
Go. Always trust that. Having a little bit of risk or fear is actually very good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Thank you so much. You've been brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.